Imagine you are the supervisor of a service project in your community. You go around checking on everyone and notice that one group in particular is doing especially well. Someone has taken the role of leadership, giving instructions and ideas. But there is also another person not as easily noticed. This person is mostly silent, but works hard and cleans up all the rough edges as everyone else is leaving, allowing the work to be completed neatly. This example shows that although extroverts are more often recognized for their contributions, introverts are still needed in our world. I will explain the qualities of introverts, inform you on the biological factors that cause introversion, and describe why the personality of an introvert is necessary in our society today. First, I will help you understand just what exactly an introvert is. There are many different qualities that describe introverts, but when most people hear the word introvert, they generally think of the typical stereotypes: boring, shy, antisocial, or even a stick in the mud. But none of these definitions are scientifically associated with introverts. Any person, introverted or extroverted, can be a stick in the mud. In reality, introverts simply get their energy differently than extroverts. A good way to explain this difference, which I found at www.16personalitytypes.com, describes extroverts as solar panels and introverts as rechargeable batteries. Rather than receiving energy from the surroundings, introverts are easily overwhelmed and worn down by stimulating environments. Instead of receiving energy, their energy is absorbed. Saying this, introverts need quiet time and alone in order to recharge. Introverts are often thoughtful, and reflection before action is a common characteristic. Anthony Hilling, a cognitive hypnotherapist, describes introverts as being slow to form relationships, but when they do, the relationships will be strong enough to endure the rest of their lives. Next, I will explain a few of the biological factors that cause introversion. Biologically, introverts and extroverts are different. According to Joseph Bennington Castro, science editor for io9.com, Hans Eisenach was a German psychologist who formed a theory on introversion. According to this theory, the speed and amount of brain activity, or cortical arousal, of an introvert is higher than that of an extrovert, allowing them to take in and understand more of their surroundings. This is why introverts are easily overwhelmed by overactive settings. At Cornell University, neuroscientists performed a study that measured people's reward systems. Richard Depew, professor of human development at the College of Human Ecology, said, "Some people's brains release more of the neurotransmitter dopamine, which ultimately gives them more reasons to be excited and engaged in the world." To prove this, researchers experimented on 70 young adults by giving them Ritalin, a drug that triggers the release of dopamine, while they watched random video clips. On the fourth day of this experiment, they went without the drug. Those known as extroverts had been conditioned to the rewarding feelings, and so were excited when watching the video. The introverts, on the other hand, were not as easily affected by the reward, and were not excited. Finally, I will tell you why introverts are necessary in our society. Introverts are usually overlooked, but their skills are still needed in our world. Like I explained in my beginning example, extroverted people are generally desired by society. Whether this is for scholarships, jobs, or even entertainment, outgoing people are assumed to be better leaders and communicators. This isn't true, though. Any person, no matter how outgoing, has the ability to be a great success. In some cases, introverts even may be more fitting for a position than extroverts. Some of the qualities I mentioned before is that introverts are reflective and think deeply before making a decision and acting upon it. They are also known to be better listeners, and because of their high cortical arousal, they are able to process more information. With these qualities, it is easy to see that an introvert may be able to make better, smarter decisions based on what they have observed from their surroundings. Susan Cain, former corporate lawyer and negotiations consultant, and now author, is famous for her speeches pleading people to realize the importance of introverts. She is aware of the fact that extroverts are desired for most positions, and counters this by saying, "There is zero correlation between being the best talker and having the best ideas." Kane also gives us examples of famous introverts, including Eleanor Roosevelt, Rosa Parks, and Mahatma Gandhi. As you can see, introverts are necessary in our society and just as capable of being successful as any person. I've provided you with just a few of the many qualities that describe an introvert. I also gave examples that show how introversion is caused by specific biological factors of the brain. I used both these qualities and factors to explain how introverts are important and needed in our society.